Time to maintain this car, as I've heard this morning when I was driving that there was a loud scratching noise when I step on the brake, and when I check it, I saw that the rotor has already been scratched. I believe that the brake pads has no more pads in it, and it was just the bare metal, which is totally scratching the rotor upon stepping on the brake. So I think it's a good timing to replace the rotor and the brake pads. I thought that I will not be changing this until the spring comes or during the summer, but since this is already happening, so I believe that it's better to change this as soon as possible. Anyways, I've already ordered the parts of this car, which is Ford. I really like Ford because of their heavy belt and strong body. But let's get back to work here. We need to change this, so I need to turn this facing me, because we need to remove this caliper brackets and the rotor. Really need to change this. If we let this thing to happen without changing it, it could be dangerous, and it might also damage the caliper. So as soon as possible, we will be maintaining this. Yeah, it's a good timing because there's no snow for a week, and it's really a good chance to replace this and maintain by myself. I seldomly go to the mechanic, so I hope I could inspire somebody out there to save cost. Every car, these probably have the same operation in maintaining the rotors and the brake pads. All you have to do is to remove the 4 bolts, two 13 millimeter socket and two 16 millimeter sockets for the brake pads bracket. So maintaining your own car has been a good practice. I've been doing this for 25 years, so I hope that I can inspire somebody there to save to save cost. You don't need to pay your mechanic in order to maintain your car, and of course you will also learn a lot when it comes to your car maintenance. So this is the caliper that I'm taking it out, and I'm going to hang that later on, just to keep in a safe place before taking out also the rotor. So make sure you're not damaging the hose of that caliper wherein the brake fluid is passing through and pushing the caliper piston. So you don't want to spend more instead of maintaining this car, so be careful. And after taking out the caliper, you have to take out the brake pads in there, which is I'm prying it right now with this screwdriver, and you can see there that it's already been fried out. It's bare metal. It's totally metal that is scratching the rotors. That's why I heard a very loud scratching noise when I was driving and stepping on the brake. And then the next thing you will do there is to remove the caliper bracket, and you will use 16 millimeter socket to take it out. But before that, you have to hang this tight in a safe area in order to be protected from damaging it, and not putting the tension on the hose of the caliper. Changing the rotors and brake pads of any cars can only take you around 30 minutes, as long as you do have the right tools that you will be using. So it will not take that long for you to maintain and replace the broken ones. However, if you don't have the proper tools, then obviously you will not do it correctly, and it will consume a lot of time for you to replace any parts that you want to replace. So just in case you're experiencing a noise that is scratching when you're stepping on the brake, and when you are experiencing a shaking steering wheel, then you better have an idea now to check your brake pads and your rotors if they're still good or not. You have only two parts to remove here when you're replacing the brake pads and the rotors. First, remove the caliper and then the brackets. And now I'm removing the brake pad brackets, which I'm using a 16 millimeter socket there to take it out. But I'm not that strong enough, so I have to use this pipe to leverage the power that I have. And there you go. It's easier to take out. Finally, I was able to remove the brackets, and the next thing that we will do is to remove the rotor. And I didn't expect that there's another bolt in there that fastened the rotor to the knuckle, but I don't have that tool, so I went away and bought the right tool for that from the Canadian Tire, and here you go. I was able to remove that. Okay. Some other cars don't have that bolt that fastens the rotor to the knuckle. Like for example, my Jeep, it doesn't have that bolt. I didn't find any when I replace its rotors. But Ford is different. They make it secure, more secure. And there you go. I was able to take it out, and I need to scrape some rust in there before returning the new rotor. This is just an easy job. If you want to do it by yourself, then do it. It will save you a few $100 for you to keep it in your pocket instead of giving it to the mechanic. It's just an easy job, and I bet that you can do it too. So scrape some metals there and scrape some rust, and then after that we'll be returning the new rotor there, so just to wipe it and put back in and ready to install. Of course, we'll return the bolt that will secure the rotor to the knuckle. Sometimes it's a bit challenge to find the right hole in there that will fit into those studs, but you can always rotate it if you feel like it doesn't fit it, and you will be able to find it later on. And that's it. This is just an easy job. As I've said, it will take only around 30 minutes for the two tires to replace its bracket and rotors, if you do have the right tools. But if not, then it will take time. But you can do it. I believe it's an easy job. So we'll just secure this one, and then we will install the following: the bracket first, the brake pads, and of course the caliper. For you to be able to install the caliper back, you need to push back the piston, because you will be using the brand new brake pad, so it's kind of thick, so you have to make sure that the caliper piston has been pushed back all the way back. But in order to do that, all right, we'll deal with this first. The brake pad brackets, you have to tighten that up, and you have to apply the right torque, which is 81 foot-pound. That is the right torque for the bracket for Ford. So, and this is what I'm saying before, what I'm telling you. You need to push back the caliper piston all the way down, and doing that, you need to open the tank. You need to open the cup of the brake fluid tank before pushing the caliper piston, because that's gonna overflow and push back all the way the liquid to the tank. So test the caliper piston or the caliper if it can already fit into the brake pads then there, but if it's not, you need to push back a little bit more until it totally fits in. So we need to push back the piston a little bit more in order to fit into that thick brake pads in there. So push the piston all the way down, but you need to open the brake fluid tank. You need to take out the cup because the liquid might overflow, and if you didn't open that, it will be hard for you to push back the piston all the way down. And of course, while pushing the caliper piston all the way down, you have to open that brake fluid tank. It might overflow or it will not, but as long as you open it, you will be safe, and that is a good practice. And then test again if the caliper can fit in now with the brake pads installed, then you're good to go. That's how you're going to change and maintain your brake pads and rotors. There you go. The caliper is now fitted in, covering all the brake pads, so we are good to go here. Thanks for watching. So nasagad ko nang ibalik yung piston, kaya yan, kasyang-kasya na siya ngayon. Yung gagawin na lang, ibabalik ko na lang yung dalawang bolts na magkokonekta ng caliper, at ito-torque din natin ng 81 or 61 foot-pound. Yan naman ang required torque. So good to go.